This is one kind of touchy. Have you ever fell in love with someone who's considered promiscuous, aka a hoe?
Oh,
And
I'm
if
a
so,
hoe. Yeah.
what lesson did you learn first? And then we're gonna talk about what scars did you walk away with. So first of all, I'm gonna start with the lady. Have you ever fell in love with a man as a
So
dog?
my ex fiance was a previous hoe from our relationship.
Hold on, what you mean when you say previous hoe? From your
He used to be a hoe. He wasn't a hoe by the time I got him.
Okay.
You know, that's what he said. So
That what he said. That what he said.
that's what he said.
Hey man,
I like that. Okay.
Now we didn't have no infidelity issues.
Okay.
So I believed it, and I'm pretty good at just reading energies. Like I felt comfortable with where he was now.
Okay.
So we didn't have an issue with infidelity, but we did have an issue with connecting. I feel like sometimes promiscuous people don't connect the same because it's so transactional.
Oh, okay. You feel like the passion wasn't there.
Sometimes, and just connecting to the individual and not the acts. And sometimes sex was desensitized. Is you loving me or is you got your eyes closed? Like, what's happening here?
Right.
And I think it brought the sex drive down a little bit because he done got all these miles on him from way back when. And I'm like, I'm expecting to see a certain follow through on this side of things.
Right.
And it just wasn't there. So we had a difficult time connecting for sure. But,
Okay, so what lesson did you learn from that?
don't date a hoe.
simple as that.
A, B, C, D.
Simple as that.
Real
Jack.
spill.
Yeah, simple as that.
I like that.
What lesson did I learn? Just be mindful, and I like to see people in a full in seasons,
Right.
not just a season, but
Correct.
seasons to
Yes.
see how you handle all things. So it just made me slow down a little bit before jumping into relationships.
I like that. That's real. That's real. Okay, Deacon, the politician.
What's the question
I
again?
know you've been on
How
the guest
many
show.
did you didn't have?
Have you ever fell in
Back in
love
my day.
with a promiscuous woman?
Um,
And if so, what's the biggest lesson you learned from that?
Yes, I have. Was disappointed because you.
You say you
Hey,
disappointed?
Charlie.
I had high hopes for the hoe.
Right.
I'm trying to bring the hoe back to life.
I thought I could say that. God damn.
Well,
God.
I
Ain't
never.
nobody bigger than the program.
I never
Ain't
been
nobody-
Captain Save a Hole. That's not my title. But I think the biggest disappointment for me is when you think you have someone that's special,
Yeah.
and as a egotistical alpha, and you come find out somebody been dipping in your goods. Oh, you talking about a letdown?
Yeah.
That's a letdown, but it's humbling also
Thanks.
because, like Stone Cold Steve Austin said, DTA, don't trust anyone. get them before they get you. That
Right.
was my thought when I was younger.
Right.
I'm gonna cheat on you before you cheat on me.
Oh, boy.
Now that was trying to numb the pain, but I've had that happen not many times.
Right.
Not many times because when you're young and single in the military, you're just trying to hit anyway. I don't give
He
a
said
damn.
I was the hoe.
Right.
Exactly. But I would let you know.
Honestly.
You know I'm a hoe now. I got women out there. What you mean? Yeah, I'm telling you up front. So you got to sneak around, investigate anything. So but yeah, I've been there once when I thought I was in love, and found out she had another guy on the side that it had me in the stalking mode. Almost. I mean, really, you find yourself, if you don't catch yourself, you find yourself out there like, whoa,
Right. Losing
what's wrong
yourself.
with you, boy? You done lost your mind.
Right.
So you have to have a lot of self-love
There you go.
and say, hey, you know what? I don't play second fiddle to nobody.
Right.
You want that other one? Bye. You ain't got to lie to me.
Right.
Deuces. Peace out.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's real. Like,
But not. I want to ask you this. All right, when you said a promiscuous woman, if your girl cheat on you,
right.
that don't. She might not been a hoe though. You get what I'm saying? A whore. I'm thinking about like
The whore of Babylon.
like she didn't had train ran like just all the way out there.
Yeah.
So
No, we talking about
I ain't
cheating on
never
you.
fell in love with one of them.
Okay, you never got
You are, I ain't capping.
He said, I see that shit from a mile away.
No, we talking about cheating. Yeah, right. No, that's the answer.
I
I already heard your story.
They so you ever dealt with it. That's real though.
You just wanted the men of roosters, ain't you, boy?
Nah, that's real though.
You know, sometimes just because your girl cheated on you don't mean she's a hoe. You might have just not been paying her no attention or not been doing what you supposed to do on your end. But now if she had known such and such, I'm just being honest. I know people might think it's cap. Hey, only the Lord knows. I ain't never fell in love with that.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
That's just the truth. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie,
I might have fallen light.
Right, but you ain't never been knee deep in the game.
No. I mean, we've been knowing each other.
Yeah. No,
All our life.
I ain't calling cap.
So did you know before y'all was together?
No, what?
No, like the one that cheated on you. Did you know how she was before y'all got together?
I wouldn't, I did. Well,
there's always signs.
The reason I'm gonna say I knew that because when I was messing with her, she had a man.
Okay.
So that taught me, well, she was whoring around with you, so she did me the same way.
Right.
So I'm wrecking somebody else's home, I can wreck my home.
Yeah.
So I really can't call her a whore Babylon, but
she just wasn't trustworthy.
no, exactly.
Right.
She messed with me when she had somebody, and that was fine. I understood that.
Right.
It's so. But yeah, it did.
I lean to more of that. Like that was just a person that just couldn't be trusted.
So basically,
more than a whore.
But if there's any conclusion to this, he did cheat on her and divorce her. left her broke. I see her now. It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I think I might keep her in that category because, like, girl, end something before you start something else, and again and
there you
again.
go.
She just not trustworthy.
There you go.
Because if she only had sex with 3 men in 15 years,
well, I'm saying like she
women
fucking 3
having
men at the
sex
same
with
time
3
though. That's
men
kind
in
of
15
minutes. 15
That's what I'm saying.
minutes.
So we ain't talking about nobody for 3. I'm talking about
that's what I'm saying. So I would think we was talking about 2 different things.
Nah. We ain't talking about. Yeah, we talking about a woman who's
outside.
Yeah,
I'm with Lucky. I ain't never fell in love with no hoe.
right. I ain't gonna lie. I have fell in love with a hoe, but not knowingly.
Okay.
Like I found out later on, like God damn, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Body count.
Okay, you know what I mean. So I had to have to do that.
Yeah.
But I never fell in love with a known me. Like I known somebody who I known was a hoe.
Yeah.
I did find out later on she was a hoe, but
So body count is important to y'all? Before marriage?
It is no.
You know what? I ain't never asked my shawty how many niggas she'd have been with. I just told her, do you know any of my partners?
That's one of my main things.
You know what I'm saying? My partners are my ops, man.
Right.
Like, hey,
those are 2 biggest things more than body count.
Because they can lie to you anyway.
Facts.
And will.
Right,
and definitely will.
So I don't need you worry about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if they
About
get in their
the body
30s and 40s. You know they got a couple of that, couple under the sheet.
Yeah, facts.
But my biggest lesson I learned, like you say, was self-love. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, how I care about what you do with her body more than I care what I do with my body. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta love myself enough to not put myself in certain situations. And like you say, start doing a vetting program almost like chemistry can fool you.
Yeah.
Chemistry get real tricky. So my lesson is not right. So seeing everybody in all 4 seasons and seeing everybody when they mad at you and when they have, you know what I'm saying? And all them 4 seasons makes a big difference. But I ain't gonna lie, I have fell in love. My biggest lesson was you know what I mean? Self-love. I learned to love myself more. I think the biggest scar I walked away is that I'm emotionally unavailable.
Yeah.
Still?
I don't think I can truly love somebody. Like,
Don't trust nobody.
you feel me? Like, I just don't truly love like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I can get my feelings hurt almost by a girl cheating. Like, more than anything. If she provides something other, if sex the only thing you provide, I'm going to replace you. And if you provide something more than sex, then I probably keep you around for emotional support or, you know what I mean? Or we'll build something together. But I think it left me emotionally scarred. Like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying? I can't get my feelings hurt with no relationship no more.
You can't, because, well, for me, I agree with you because he said it earlier. First started off, he said, hey, God, I'm a jealous God.
Yeah.
But so trust me, long as Jesus loves me, you can hit the road.
Yeah.
And that's not selfish because that's the kind of love God wants from us anyway. You can't put the creature in front of the creator.
You can't.
You can't do it. So I'm like you. Can't break my heart now. All you can do
Unbreakable.
is break the window on your way out.
Right,
You know,
embarrass yourself.
embarrass yourself.
I'm going up after the next
I'm
round.
going.
You better hold
See
it.
Pops used to tell us, Boy, you ain't a man until you get your heart broke by a woman. Boy. I don't care how much dope you done sold, how many people you done shot at, boy. You are not a man until a woman initiates you.
Because it's humbling.
It's humbling.
Because she got you think you're that guy, and you realize, and then you see who you compete with, you like,
then you realize it wasn't about the looks.
It wasn't about the looks.
He gave her time and made her laugh.
Yes, man.
You like, Starbucks.
Yeah.
Read Hunger Game, the book with her.
Yeah.
You not only am I going to up the score, but you done messed it up now. Not only am I going to up the score, man, look.
Facts.
It's on. What about you, though? Now, what's the biggest scar you left from a relationship like that?
Oh, man. I'm still recovering. I just made some really bad choices. And I think, so, you know, I was married for 10 years.
Okay.
All right. And so I was in a relationship for 10 years, and then I got divorced, and everybody just wanted to have sex with me. So I'm like, no. And so when people wanted to be in a relationship, I'm like, slow down, Aisha. Like, that don't mean you got to go for it.
That's true.
So I just really had to learn who I am, what I want, what I deserve.
Right.
And to stop, I was accepting too much. I was accepting too much. So to, again, just slow myself down and just be mindful. When I was going to therapy, I was like, why I keep attracting this? And she was like, it's not what you attract, it's what you allow. So, you know, I'm still working through that scar of not, because when you go through it, you know, and you're being mindful, then everything's a red flag.
Right. Everything. Right. The first time trouble, like,
everything.
I ain't
this nigga blinking too much for me. What you up to?
Right.
So, you know, I'm just trying to find that balance of being open-minded,
right.
And allowing myself to have new experiences and still learning from the shit that I've been through.
Right.
So.